Hello.
Yep,
How's it going?
pretty good, man. How you doing?
I'm good. What you got?
I'm just trying to address the entitlement issue in Christians.
What's the entitlement issue?
It's pretty obvious, isn't it? Christians feel entitled for everybody to be like them.
That's not even entitlement. What? To want someone to be like you is entitlement?
If you're going around forcing children and punishing them when they reject using common sense, yes, it's entitlement,
Who's forcing
backed by
anyone?
arrogance.
Who's forcing anyone?
Parents,
How?
I mean, I
Where
already
do you see
told you,
them
you're just
forcing
trying
them?
to simple. If the child rejects God, and these parents are living the whole life based off God, and they're authoritarian. So what they say goes. That means that they're forcing children to believe in God. I mean, besides, they can only
Okay, if
approach
I if I
children.
force my children to take out the trash, am I also entitled?
Oh, that's discipline based off of real world
Okay, and it's discipline based on real world
things.
stuff as well. Real world things like God.
No, you don't have any proof of God, so you shouldn't be
I mean,
forcing
we
it.
do. Yeah, I could give you a basic syllogism that shows it.
I mean, sure, you
Okay,
could you
go
could
ahead.
try. Okay.
All right. Premise 1. Whenever something undergoes change, it is caused to do so by something. Premise 2. Nothing can be the cause of its own change, since something cannot have the quality of both potentiality and actuality at the same time. Premise 3. Whenever something changes, this change must have been brought together by something other than that thing. Premise 4. The chain connecting things which change and which the things which initiate changes cannot be infinite. Conclusion. There is a first mover which initiates change, but itself is not changed. That's what we describe as God.
I could say the same thing about fire. Fire changes and reshapes things and even brings about things to their true form. And yet people fear fire when it comes to
What the
religion.
frick does that have to what? What the frick does that have to do with anything?
You were basically going to say that since God created the universe, it couldn't have existed on its own. You look at the universe, it's cause and effect, right? That was the point you were getting at.
But my point was there must be a prime mover.
You're saying there must be a creator.
Yeah, which is the prime
I'm
mover.
saying fire also creates things. So why
The
shouldn't
frick does
fire be
what does
worshipped
fire
as your
create?
God?
What does fire create?
Let's see, it creates the food you eat. It
No, it doesn't create fire doesn't
cleanses souls.
fire doesn't create food, bro. It warms up food.
Yeah, and it
What are you
turns
talking
something that
about?
is inedible into food.
All it does is
I mean,
warm
unless
something
you,
up. It doesn't make something out of nothing.
no, it's not out of nothing. That's entirely my
Okay, where did
point.
Earth come
Nothing
from? Where
comes
did
out
Earth
of nothing.
nothing comes out of okay, where did Earth come from? Or did
It
it
comes
always exist?
from a chain reaction when the Big Bang scattered every particle in existence outward. That's not nothing.
Where did those
It's not
particles
an
come from?
explosion of
Where
nothing.
did those particles come from?
Our everything else in existence.
I'm asking
See,
where
think
did they
about it
come
this
from? Where
way.
did every particle in existence, where did they come from? All the particles that exist, where did they come from?
I couldn't tell you. I could simply tell you that they were scattered and that they were brought together, and that if you bring all the particles in existence together, that's just it's not nothing causing an explosion.
Okay, the question is, do you agree that all the particles exist in existence either came into existence or they eternally existed? Do you agree with that dichotomy?
I don't believe in humans' perception of eternal.
Bro,
I
what?
believe that this cycle, yeah, I believe this cycle we call eternal could be the same as blinking. The Big Bang happens, then the Big Crunch happens, then it
That
happens.
would mean
Like
that
they
it's
they
eternal.
they
That
play
would
off each
mean that
other.
it's eternal.
Not necessarily. It's more of a quantum process. Quantum physics aren't eternal.
Oh, so then when did they start existing?
I couldn't tell you.
So that means they
That doesn't
started
mean it's
existing at some
eternal.
point, right?
Yeah, it
Okay,
does.
great.
Yeah.
So then you agree that something came from nothing. Quantum physics was something that did not exist and came into existence.
What's the nothing?
Nothing is when it didn't exist and it came into existence.
Okay.
So you agree that things do come from nothing. Now, how exactly was it created from nothing? There had to be something that caused that, right?
I could be wrong. It feels like you're putting words in my mouth.
You literally
Maybe I'm
just
not tracking.
said, you literally just said that it did not always exist, meaning it must have came from nothing. It went into from
Okay,
non-being
man.
to being.
Yeah, it's an interesting conversation. I'm not gonna say you're wrong or right. Like I said, I'm not really tracking with it. The main problem with religion is with imposition, and we know the real reasons why. It's because of the door-to-door salesman routine. It's because of
What?
imposing onto children. Like
All
I don't
right, we
need.
went on. This man asked me to show God exists, and now he's talking about door-to-door salesman. He can't track the conversation. What's up, Ronald? What's up, everybody on YouTube, man? What's up, Ted? What's good, everybody? Okay, let's go ahead and move on.